What's up, y'all? Tonight, we're talking about Valentine's Day, February 14th. Isn't today a day where you're supposed to treat your woman like a queen, put her up on that pedestal, idolize her, shower her with gifts, flowers, fancy dinner? Well, that's what the expectations are, right? When you hear this date, you hear about Valentine's Day. Isn't that the first thing that comes to mind? Roses, candlelit dinner, perhaps some jewelry involved? Well, that's what the topic for tonight is. Expectations and what to watch out for. Because, let's be real here. The number one thing that causes misery and disappointment is expectations. When expectations are unmet, you don't meet that goal, you'll feel sad, disappointed, perhaps even anger and resentment. Well, that's certainly what a girl with high maintenance would feel. These are the type of chicks you gotta watch out for. A day like this is the perfect day to sniff them out, especially when it comes to the first ever Valentine's Day. In the beginning, hell, even before the date appears, you can kind of sniff it out, talk with them, kind of ask them, hey, what do you think of these kind of days? You know, if they say, hey, I don't need anything fancy. It's just a holiday. Just a day for people to make money, restaurants, companies. It's all BS. I value my time with you. Any day is fine. The most we can do, if you really want to do something, is, hey, we'll go grab a bite. Spending time with you is the most important. Oh yeah, if a girl tells me that, you best believe she's in the running for wifey material. So, I've got a couple stories about running into high maintenance chicks. And by high maintenance, I don't even mean necessarily monetary. We're talking about actual, just expecting you to do things for them. One of my last long-term girlfriends, you already know the story. This is the one that ran off with my 20-year best friend. Now you know. But, hey, I've been dating her for the first 3 months, and her birthday came up. Well, I set up a little itinerary after work. Met up with her, took her to bubble tea, we walked a bit, went to have some gourmet pokeball. And afterwards, we went to walk by the sea, by the riverside. Had a beautiful stroll, romantic evening, and I sent her off on her way back home. But an hour later, she texts me going, you should have made a reservation for a fancier restaurant. I should have at least gotten a gift. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical item, but at least a birthday card, a written note to show that you care. That was the first time I realized I should have dropped her right there. Should have cut off the dead weight. This one ain't it, fam. Instead of wasting another 2 years. See what happened. Well, harsh lesson learned, right? Anytime you see something like this, you either nip it in the bud, put down your boundaries, lay down the law, saying, hey, let's be clear here. These are my standards. I ain't gonna do anything that crazy. Take it or leave it. She either likes it or she doesn't. As long as you lay down your set of expectations as well. You two can work it out, or you don't have to. and go your separate ways. But hey, like I said before, unmet expectations breed resentment and disappointment. She had an idea of how the day would unfold. And by the time I sent her off, she was happy. But right at the last minute, when I finally went, all right, goodbye, that's when I saw her facial expression change from happy to, huh? That's it? I don't get anything else? That's where everything goes wrong. I see it way too often. Just a few months ago, I was going out with this chick. 6 dates in, everything was going perfectly. On the final date, you see something shift right in the middle. Her demeanor went from happy to just deadpan. I never saw her again afterwards. She told me she was going away on a vacation. Poof, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. She's never hit me back up. Just gone. It was a complete shocker to me, blindsided. But hey, somewhere in between, she had expectations. Finally, after reaching out, maybe a few times, because it was way too crazy. I didn't know what happened. She finally responded saying, oh yeah, I've already moved on a month ago. Really? That's news to me. Here I was waiting for you to come back, to hit me back up, and haven't heard from you. And now you told me by that date, you've already decided. You're cutting me loose. Man, I tell you, that was crazy. Expectations, let me tell you. It breaks everything. But on the flip side, you gotta have your own expectations as well. And if they aren't met, that's when you either take it or leave it. I'll be the first to tell you, my last date that I've been seeing regularly, also like 6 to 7 dates in, this girl has never offered to pay. This was the first girl I ever gone out with that I've funded everything. So that comes with a new set of expectations. It just comes to mind innately, you know. All my previous other people, all my previous dates, we either split or alternate. My expectations were lower. She didn't have to come home with me for those other ones. We didn't have to do the bedroom activities. But for this one, somehow me providing everything comes with certain expectations. She came home with me the second day. Great. We're off to a good start. But 5 more dates later, she kept dodging me. I kept trying to invite her back. Every time she said no, until I had enough. I was not being fulfilled. She was not upholding her end of the bargain. I had expectations. What was she bringing to the table? Literally nothing else. Just showing up and being pretty? That was not enough. I needed some physical intimacy as well, which she was not providing. So I had to lay down the law, put my foot down, tell her exactly, hey, this is not the type of relationship I want. Either you start providing, either you start putting out, or I'm gone. And she told me her side. Look, I just don't feel any desire to do that. I'm like, all right, that's unfortunate. But hey, you cannot backtrack. As a man, there is no renegotiation, because once you lay it down like that and you go, oh, all right, I'm sorry, perhaps we could work something out. When she doubles down and goes, listen, nah, I don't think it's going to work out between us. We should probably find someone else. I don't want to waste your time, go our separate ways. You know, the fancy talk for saying, yeah, You're not giving me what I want, and I don't want to compromise and give in to you. Seeing if you're gonna backpedal or not. Once you give in, oh yeah, she got you. Give an inch, they'll take a foot. And before you know it, 2 feet, 3. If these are actual clear-cut deal breakers, at least for me, if I want to continue to provide everything, I need certain things met. That's just how it is. She wasn't gonna fulfill them, so I had to leave. That's just how it is these days. Everything's all about expectations and tempering them, being realistic. You gotta have a fine line. Don't go too crazy. There are certain things that make no sense, that are tit for tat, useless stuff that you don't have to care about. You're gonna forget about the next day. But when it comes to things that truly matter to you, that are important, you gotta be ready and willing to enforce them at any given moment. So at the end of the day, watch out for women out there who have unrealistic expectations, want you to become a sugar daddy, a foodie call, with no payout at the end, if you know what I'm talking about. And you gotta dip. Have some self-respect and walk away and find someone else. And you yourself also. Be realistic about your own expectations. And do not compromise if you truly believe those are deal breakers. And that's it for tonight's talk. Hope this helps. Peace out. Your boy signing out for tonight.